Author's Pass.
Hi, my name is Nicole Richardson. I'm from Author's Press. I'm here with Tina Pullum. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yes.
Okay, cool, wonderful. Today we're here to talk about your book, Gracefully Broken Yet Restored.
Yes.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself before we talk about that?
Well, basically, I was born in Oklahoma. I'm the oldest of 5 children. I have 2 children, a son and a daughter, and 2 beautiful grandchildren. Along with myself and my mother, we were the creators and founder of an organization, a conference for women called The Heart of a Woman, where we've celebrated over 1,000 women in a 7-year period of time. I'm also a founder of different workshops, considering Learning to Love Yourself Even the More, which is a workshop designed for men and women in a local domestic violence shelter. I also organized a workshop called The Princess Masterpiece, which I went to Kenya, Africa to do for the young ladies that were there. And then also another workshop I've done that I created was called Who's Loving You? I love to travel, went to school to be an interior design. So I love creating and designing, and I just love not just dreaming my dreams, but I love living my dreams. And this is my first book, and I'm excited.
Thank you. Exciting. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your book now?
Well, my book is about a personal memoir of the challenges that I faced, an eventful journey of my faith. It was a reflection of my life from the heartbreaking abuse that I suffered as a young girl, from my divorce after 37 years of marriage, my serious medical challenges that I've had, through my abiding faith that helped me to kind of go through this journey while I went from a victim to a victor.
Impressive. To be able to go from a victim to a victor is hard, and it takes a lot of willpower and a lot of determination, and for you to have done that, that's very impressive.
Thank you.
Okay, so I've got a couple questions for you about your book. Why did you write this book?
Well, I wanted to share my journey to kind of encourage those that have already, or those that are currently walking through a period of time that they felt that was the deepest and the darkest hour, to let them know that they're stronger than anything that the world has thrown at them, and that this too shall pass. Because a lot of times when we're walking through something, a particular season, a lot of times we want to give up. But to let them know, to encourage them that they're stronger than what they realize, that anything that the world has thrown at them. And if you have the will to continue, you will get to the other side.
How long have you been a writer?
Well, this was my first book writing, but I've always written poems. And since I've done different conferences that I've created, I've done most of the writing for all of the conferences and celebrations that I have created and were founder of. But this was my first book.
When did you write your first poem? Do you remember?
I've been writing, I'm pretty much like whatever, if you give me a topic or you give me a theme, and then I can just write something on that. It just kind of comes, it just kind of flows from within. I don't remember what my first poem is, because my daughter and I, we wrote a poem. We did a book that we just kind of published. Well, we had it trademarked, but it was given to different women in our family and different women that we knew. And it was a book of poems that we wrote regarding mothers. But I never had it published, but I just written it and given it to different people that I knew for a gift.
I bet those people very much appreciated that gift, because I know if it was given to me, I would treasure it.
Yes.
What does your family think about your writing?
They're very proud of me. They're my biggest cheerleader. They stand behind me and pretty much support me and anything that I do. And so it makes me feel that sky is the limit.
That's good. Having family to support you the whole way makes a huge difference in how you present yourself, how you present your content, how you create your content. It has a lot to do. Having a good support system does have a lot to do with how you present yourself as an author.
Yes.
I guess I've already asked this question, but could you give us a brief description of your book?
Well, like I say, it was a personal memoir about my journey, how I went from victim to victor, as far as talking about, the abuse I suffered as a young child and divorcing after 37 years of marriage. And I've walked through a series of serious medical concern, breast cancer and double lung cancer. And just kind of getting to a place to letting them know that I'm more than a conqueror.
Congratulations.
So it's just sharing my journey and just to encourage those that figure that life is over and they figure they're at the end of the tunnel, that then let them know that the light is still shining and they can still make it through.
I thoroughly believe that this book will help a lot of people who are struggling. And I genuinely think that this will go very far in the world. I think a lot of people will benefit from this, and I think a lot of people will very much treasure what you've written in this book.
Thank you. I hope so.
I hope so too. How do you handle literary criticism?
I haven't had any negative criticism. Some of the people that have already read my journey have been inspired. Some of them have walked in my shoes, and it just kind of encouraged them to continue to go on. So even when someone says something, whether it's negative or positive, I take heed, and take notice of what's being said, but I don't take anything personal, because that would be their truth as far as their opinion, how they feel. But I don't overlook anything that anybody says as far as criticism. I will accept it all, because you learn and you grow.
It sounds like you as a person have reached a part of your life where you're there. Like, you've conquered the world, you've conquered people, you've conquered negativity. You're just there. You've got it with an iron fist. You powered through it.
I would truly agree. And that's where I am after walking through this journey, just 2020 along, with after the divorce, filing for divorce, the breast cancer, surgery, chemo, radiation, double lung cancer, have to leave my job in a day's notice, and all that I've walked through, I realized that I'm much stronger than what I realized that I was. And as long as you continue to see that light at the end of the tunnel, then, like I say, there's nothing that can stop you. You would be the only person that could stop yourself. But as long as you continue moving and see the light at the end of the tunnel, you can pretty much conquer anything. So now I'm pretty much sitting on top of the hill now.
That's wonderful. It's not easy to find that. So to say I did it, that's big.
Yes.
So would you say the key theme or message of your book would be empowerment?
Yes, I would say that it was empowerment, because like I say, storms is going to come regardless of who you are. It doesn't matter your race, your status, or where you live, or your address. Storms are going to come, but it's like how we conquer as we walk through the storm. Whether I fight against the storm or I walk through it knowing that I'm going to make it through the other side. So it's more or less just an encouragement to empower people, because a lot of people have walked through journeys, especially just 2020 alone. So with that, just want to leave a beacon of hope and light, that there is a light at the end of the tunnel.
Very powerful. A lot of people will very much appreciate that type of message being written out into a book for them.
Yes.
How long did it take you to write this book?
You know what? It took me 30 days. Actually, in 2020, it took me 30 days to sit down. It was like I was giving birth and I was having labor pains, and I just began to write. And it was just like I had to give birth to this particular part of my life. But it took me 30 days to write this out, and then went through some editing, and then It went forward to the publishing company, and then here we are, 2021 in April. My baby was born.
That's a beautiful way to refer to your book as a baby.
Yes.
It feels like you're giving it not personification, but giving it a life, giving your book the life that it really has. Because I've flipped through this book a couple times and I've looked at it and I've read a couple pages, and every time I'm just like, wow, somebody really wrote this. Somebody that I'm talking to right now wrote this. I think it's an honor to be able to talk to you, for sure.
Thank you.
What was your favorite part of writing this book?
My favorite part of writing it was seeing it complete. Like I say, I felt like I was giving birth. And then once I wrote the last line of the last chapter, it was just like the delivery process. I was done. So now it was time to pass my baby on to the next phase, which would have been, the publishing company and all of that. But when I wrote the last sentence in the book, got to the last chapter, and knowing that I was done, that the baby was going to be delivered at this particular time. Yes.
I bet it feels really great to see somebody hold your book.
Yes. Yes.
I just have a couple more questions for you before we wrap this up. Where can readers find out more about you and your book?
Well, my book is on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, iTunes, Google Play. I know they also carry it at Walmart and Target, and any website that carries books, pretty much online. But if they want to go to the first choice, if they want to go to Amazon, they can.
And how do you feel about working with Authors Press?
I feel good about it. I'm very impressed with their services. They're very professional. They kept me in communication every step of the way as far as different projects I was doing with them. They were helping me and directing me, being a new author, as far as some of the different marketing strategies that are out there. So it's been a great pleasure working with them.
Have any questions or comments for me at all?
No, I'm just excited. It's an honor to be here with you, to share just a little bit about my journey, and hopefully it will be able to encourage more people after today.
Already encouraged me. I think that is all the questions I have for you today. Thank you very much for meeting with me today.
No problem.
It's been wonderful learning about you and learning about the amazing story you've been through. It's just like life threw everything at you and you were like, no.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly. I have a motto, and I've even written it I typed it out and put it on my bathroom mirror. And every day that I wake up, it say, it's the best day ever. Regardless of what happened, it's still the best day ever. So yes.
That's great. That is the best motto to have for life, because there's no better you can get.
Yes.
But yeah, I think that would be all the questions I have for you today.
Okay.
I appreciate you coming to meet with me today, and I appreciate talking about your book.
Thank you.